Do you think Goodwill is the only place to donate your stuff? It's not. And I'm personally not thrilled with Goodwill as a charity. I don't even know if I can call them a charity because their CEO evidently gets a large proportion of the money they bring in. And that's not the point. I want to give to somewhere that can actually benefit. The people who benefit from it get the majority of the money, not the person in charge. So I'm going to share with you some places I've found where I've donated a few things, and it's a little more work because, certain places want certain things. So here are some of the places where I donate things that are a little different. First of all, I have some books here. The free little libraries. I love them. There are a lot of them around my town, and when I travel, I see them different places too. And it's just a little small, they all look a little different, but it's a small box basically with some shelves, and you can leave a book, take a book. You don't have to leave a book, but you can take one and then return yours when you're done with them to a library. And it doesn't have to be the same one. So I love doing that. I find good things to read, and I like to have books on hand. I mostly read fiction, but I read some nonfiction too, but I like to get large print hardback books. It's just what I prefer. So I usually use the library, but I do like to keep some books on hand for when I travel. One time I was traveling somewhere, and the library book, stupidly, that I took with me got wet, and the pages all buckled, and I had to buy it. So I don't take library books on vacation anymore, ever. And it's nice to have a few books on hand, as in a few stacks of books, like in my bedroom, that I can choose from to take on vacation with me. But when I'm done with them, they go to the little library. And before I get into the other places that I donate to, I wanted to just mention that I think donating things is a great idea, rather than just throwing them away. If somebody else can use something, I donate it. And occasionally I'll throw away old clothes or old shoes or something that I've just worn out, or I'll cut up my old clothes, use them as rags. But my point is, if somebody else can use it, I donate it. And one thing that people can donate that you might not think about, or maybe you do know about this, I hope so, and I hope you do it, is old bedding, like sheets, comforters, blankets, towels, washcloths, all that stuff can be donated to animal shelters. They use it to clean with. They use the larger pieces, towels and sheets and blankets, as bedding for the dogs and cats. So that's a great place to just, put a bunch of stuff in a bag and donate it there. The animals will thank you. I recently decluttered that spare room and decided there were so many things that I hadn't used that I boxed them up, and I may have mentioned this in another video. I probably did. But I boxed up stuff and I took it to a high school for their art department. It was all kinds of supplies that, could be like paper things that could be cut apart, used in different projects. And I don't know if they'll ever use it. They may have just thrown it all away, but at least I tried. So I thought it was good stuff. I'm hoping somebody else thought so too, and somebody's putting it to good use. That'd be great. Something else that I'm going to show you some fabric. If you have too much fabric, you can donate it to either a thrift store, or there's a organization called Project Linus. And I'm going to start making blankets for Project Linus. But if you have so much fabric that you just can't use it all, they accept new, clean, good fabric to make the blankets. They can distribute it to the other people who make blankets. So I've donated quite a bit of fabric recently because I had so much, but I still have a lot. So I'm going to show you This little box is full of just some scraps, and it looks like just a bunch of junk, but I have a piece. Where is it? Here it is. Here it is. That I wanted to show you. I've been working on this week. I'm just taking little scraps and sewing them together. So I'm going to keep going. I'm just going to keep adding to this and make a little quilt top. There's certain specifications, the size they need. There's like a crib size for an infant, and then there's a larger for a child. And you can make the blankets and donate them so that a child in some unfortunate situation, maybe a foster child or somebody taken out of a bad situation, they give them a blanket. It's just something that helps them feel better. And I think that's a great way to donate and volunteer. I'm not volunteering anywhere right now, so this is going to be my new volunteering project. Why not? Project Linus. Another place I donate to occasionally is the local food bank. I buy things sometimes and I just end up not using them. So I figure before it expires, I'm going to get rid of this. And I just walk over, because it's very close to my house, and donate the things. They have a donation box. You can just put them in a bag and set that bag in the box. Go on your merry way. Somewhere else I've donated some items to is a church. My neighbor mentioned that their church, the women have a quilting group, and they use pillowcases to make dresses for little girls somewhere. I'm not sure where it is. And they mail them, ship them off. And so I've given a lot of pillowcases to my neighbor to give to the quilting group people at her church. So, pillowcases. You could check and see, maybe you could make the dresses, yourself, and figure out how to donate those. I think that's a great idea. Another place you could donate to is a senior center, or like an assisted living or nursing home type situation. Find out if they need certain things. Maybe they need bibs or lap blankets, or like those little pouches for their walkers, to put things in. You could make something like that and donate them. There's all kinds of places to either give away the raw materials or to actually make something that's finished that someone else can use. Do you ever get those little, shampoo bottles or a sewing kit or, other toiletries, toothbrushes, little tubes of toothpaste from hotels when you stay somewhere? And you think, well, I'll take them because they're here, but then you end up not using them. You can donate those to women's shelters. They can use those. Just find out, there are different organizations that do that collect them, or you could contact a women's shelter in person and donate them yourself. That's a great way to give to somebody who really can use something that you're not using. And the last place I'm going to mention is somewhere to donate your old glasses. I wear trifocals, progressive lenses, and there's 2 more pair in here. Yeah. So I have 4 pair here to donate. The Lions Club actually finds people around the world who can use your old glasses. So when you see a donation bin or barrel, stick them in your purse or in the car and donate them, because they will go to a good cause. Personally, I can't imagine not being able to see and to read, to be able to do all the things I do with my vision. So I think that's a great one. So go ahead and think about what you have to donate. And if this all seems like too much hassle, then just donate it all to a thrift store. And I know one of the thrift stores that the one thrift store that I volunteered at had a box for the Lions Club. So they collected glasses. Like if people donated their old glasses, they would put them in the box and get that box of glasses to the Lions Club. So it's better than just throwing them away. I mean, seriously, eyeglasses are expensive, for one thing. Lots of things are expensive, and some people just cannot afford it. So passing it along is a great idea, I think. But if you do have things that you want to donate and you think of a place that might use them, call ahead and ask. Say, I have such and such. I have some old tools. Is that something your group could use? Or whatever it is. And more than likely, they'll be happy to take it off your hands and put it to good use. And I think that's great. I really do think we should help others if we can, because then if we ever need it, maybe that, it'll come around. But just doing it because it's the right thing is a good idea. So basically, when we donate things to a specific place that can really use them, we're decluttering our own house, we're helping somebody else, and we're keeping all this stuff out of the landfill, which I think is great. We are a disposable society, but we shouldn't be. I think it's terrible, the things that get thrown away. So let me know in the comments if you plan to donate anything, if you have anything on hand that, really could be used by somebody else and to a specific place. It's great to give it where it will really be used. So let me know, leave a comment, and I will see you next time.